YouTube, and welcome to Sonyabeonit's channel. Today is all about springtime. We're going to do a haul today about spring and summertime flowers. All the flowers that you see before you, I actually went out and picked them up today from Lowe's. It's almost like a Home Depot or an improvement store. So all the flowers you see, I actually picked them up today on clearance. We're going to go through the list of some of the flowers that I have. The first one you have is the impatient flowers. These are going to bloom and become very big and pretty. I only paid $1 for these. Regular price is like $10. The next thing you have is a tray, 2 trays of creeping pansy. I have those in a pink, and I also picked up a tray in red. Each one of these trays, regular price is $12–13. I picked these up for $3. I have 2 trays of the marigolds. One is in yellow and the other is in gold. And this right here, this is a tropical pink kangaroo paw. This is a plant that you can sit outside on your porch, which requires a lot of sunlight. We're going to bring everything together and see how everything just blossoms for the remaining of the summertime. So stay tuned for part 2. A couple of days ago, I brought to you that I actually went to my local home improvement store and bought a lot of great flowers on clearance. Well, today we're going to actually plant these flowers, and I'm going to show you the proper way of planting flowers either in your hanging baskets, your pots, or on your landscaping. So let's get started. So here's some of the things that you're going to need in order to plant your flowers in the pot, hanging baskets. You're going to need anything that says like moisture advantage potting soil. I would advise you to get something like this. I bought this last year, the Miracle Shake and Feed Continuous Plant Food. This was regular price like $10. I got it for $2. You're going to need a hand shovel. It's going to be about this size. This is what you call a hand rake, but you're actually going to need a hand shovel. And for this tutorial, since I'm going to plant some flower in my hanging basket, this is what I'm going to use this year. We're going to use the Lowe's trash bags, the paper trash bags. And as you can see, coming up, I have different size pots that I'm going to use. So we're going to rearrange some pots, and I'm going to show you how to put the food in and to have a successful growing flower that's going to bloom for the entire summer. What I have not decided yet is which pots I'm going to plant everything in. So we're going to do that as we go along. But don't be discouraged, because the plants that you're going to see, they're going to look like they're dying. We're going to bring them back to life because they're not. And the only thing is from the stress of the sun, like these marigolds, they look like they're dying. But they're not. And in most cases, at a home improvement store such as Lowe's or Home Depot, if your plant tends to die before the season is completely over, save your receipt and put the tray up somewhere in your garage or somewhere. So if you have to dig that up and take it back, well, guess what? They'll take it back, give you a refund, or give you the option of actually purchasing some more flowers. So let's get started. So the first pot we're going to do is the black pot. I actually have a flower in here. I'm going to take this out and replant this in something differently. It already has some pot soil in here. This is an annual Nuginga impatient or impatient plant. If you have something this large, well, guess what? You want to plant it in something large, because when it grows, it's going to grow to be very big if it has enough room to breathe and expand out. So what I have decided to do, I think I am going to take this and plant it here. And the little flower that I actually have in here, we're going to take that out and plant it somewhere else. There's a flower in here. I'm going to take this hoe, since I don't have a hand shovel, and try not to disturb. See, when you have a hand shovel, it's better because you're not going to disturb the roots of the flower. You're not going to break it up. So I'm going to take this up like this. I'm not going to be able to show you because I need to steady this pot so I won't disturb the roots where the flower won't grow again. And this is the flower. And so look at the roots on that. That is some of the soil that's left in that pot. I'm going to take my outside garden gloves and I'm going to break that up. We're not going to use this because I'm not really planting it inside of the yard. We're going to use this one because I'm planting it inside of a pot. we're going to sprinkle that. I'm going to pretend like I have a garden shovel. Okay, as you can see before you, I have a large pot. It had some potting soil, already in the basket. I took the other flower out. So now we're going to plant another flower in here. So if you're going to plant a flower, make sure it's a large flower that's going to be able to accommodate this pot. The reason being because when it grows and the root grows, it's going to have enough room to actually spread. This pot, I only paid $1 for it. Pull that up, pull your sprout up, shake it about 2 or 3 times. We're going to take that a little bit, we're going to sprinkle it in the soil already here. Remember I talked about having a hand shovel, which I have, but I cannot locate. You're going to take your hand shovel and you're going to mix that in real good. Now that I have mixed this very well, got some roots from another flower. Let's pull that out, which is not going to really matter. Pull that out. We're going to open that center because I want my new flower to have enough room. I'm going to take this, take the sun out, get it from the side a little bit. As you can see, don't be disturbed by these bad leaves. That's why it was marked down, because of the bad leaves on it, and it looks as though it's dead, but it's not. It just needs a little TLC and it's going to be great. Even some of the bulbs are dead. Let's just pinch that off. Because see, when you pinch it off and throw it away, you're making room for new growth, and that's what's going to happen. I'm going to turn it to the side, wiggle some, may even have to turn it upside down. Take that out. This is a nice pot. I'm going to keep this pot to replant something else inside of this pot. I just know this is not enough room for this flower anymore. Okay, you see the roots? This is what you call the stem of the root of the flower. And what you're going to do is, let me take just a little bit of this potting soil out. We're going to put it back in. But right now, let's take a little bit out, because looking at it now, I don't have enough room to put this flower in. I want to pinch that root. Look at all that soil coming off there. Pinch the root. See, what I'm doing is allowing the roots to release. Because when I put that right there, I'm releasing it. I'm centering it how I would like for it to grow. And what I'm going to do is, I don't have to use any of my new potting soil because I have enough of this potting soil. So what I want to do is come around it and spread that. Okay. We're going to take a little bit more, go by shaking feed. That's going to do it. Put it in the palms of your hands and sprinkle. Sprinkle all around it. Okay. We're not going to mix that. We're just going to leave that sitting wherever it's laying. We're going to fill that back up. And there you have it. If you want for decorations, you can put little stones around it, or you can just leave it like this. And there you go. That's my first pot. Okay, this is the pot we had left over from the impatient that we just planted in the larger black flower pot. I'm going to keep this. As a matter of fact, the flower just came out of the black pot, which is this. Our neighbor actually pulled this up out of his garden and gave it to me. I can't tell you what it is right now, but it dies out and it comes back every year. If you pinch the branches off and plant it anywhere, it's just going to grow. But when it grows, this is a really beautiful flower. As you can see, we have no potting soil in the basket. What I'm going to do, I have some that's already open. The Scott Moisture Advantage potting soil. I'm going to fill that basket up. It doesn't have a bottom as of yet. I'm going to have to get a bottom from somewhere. I want to go ahead and apply some of my food to the bottom. Shake it in there probably about 2 or 3 times. You're going to take that and sprinkle inside the soil. Using your hand shovel, you're going to mix it up really good. I'm going to take my hand, make a little circle, and plant that. And there you have it. And I actually have some pebbles from a fountain that I have just for decoration. Oops. I'm just going to drop some in. Just for decoration. Okay. That plant is ready and it's going to grow. It's going to have room enough to grow. There you have it. Okay, this is my third pot that I'm going to use. I used this last year to plant a lot of different type plants in here, which it looks really dry. So what I'm going to do, since I have a lot of potting soil in my other bags, I'm just going to throw this away. So for time being, I'm just going to pour this in this pot. Okay, here we go. We have a clean pot. Clean. We're going to take the remaining of this potting soil. It's not that much of it. And pour all that in there now. And fill that bag. Okay, it's halfway full. Once again, we're going to take our Shake and Feed Continuous Release by Miracle Grow. I'm going to shake some in there, probably about 2 or 3 times. And we're going to spread that out. Let's go ahead and mix it using your hand shovel. This is a garden hoe, a hand hoe. And spread that real good. So the first flower I think I want to use is going to be the marigolds. Okay, looking at that flower, you would say, you know what, that's dead. There's nothing happening with that. It's not going to come alive. It's not. As long as those roots are wet and they still look firm, look at that. Fresh roots. It's going to grow. You're going to take your roots. Anytime you take it out of a tray, you're going to take your roots. Let me turn it this way. And you're going to squeeze it. And what you're doing is you're releasing it, loosening it up. And if you look at the roots, they're still alive. I'm going to plant that on this tail end. Just leave it standing there. It looks like it don't have enough or anything. Well, it don't. I'm going to pull another marigold in the gold color. I'm going to take off all the dead parts. Now marigolds, this kind of flower, it requires a lot of sunlight. So that is why I've chosen a lot of flowers that requires a lot of sunlight, because on my porch, it gets a lot of sunlight. Although I have ceiling fans on the porch, it still gets a lot of sunlight, and that's what they need in order to survive for the whole entire summer. Okay, as you can see, we planted 2 of the gold marigolds on the end. We're going to break that color up. Let's add another color. Let's go ahead. As you can see, this tray have not even started to bloom yet, but I can see the vision, or I can see it just blossoming over the entire summer. So I picked this tray up. And what made me do it, because look at all the bulbs on here. They're getting ready to bloom. And these are very low maintenance, because I'm going to tell you what happens. When these bulbs turn this way, I want you to go ahead and take your finger and pluck that off. Just pluck the whole thing off. And it's going to regrow. I broke it off. So we wanted to break that up some. So on the end, the tail end right here, you got your 2 golds. And now we have a yellow one. We're going to put that yellow one right there. So to make it uniform, we're going to do the same thing for this end. We're going to take, let's see, we'll take the bad ones first, the ones that looks bad. I'm going to take another marigold, break that up. Look at that bulb, they're still going to bloom. We want to squeeze the root to release it some, to allow it and let it know that, you know what, we're going to put you in another pot so you can grow. Look how fresh that is. We're going to put one here. We're going to grab another one. This time we're going to grab one that's really pretty. We're going to grab that one. Release that. Always release the root now. We're going to release that root. Look at all those roots. And we're going to place it next to it. Now we're going to break up all the marigolds and put some of this in the middle. And this tray that I purchased, it's like an array of colors. It's going to come out purple, pink. I had a dead flower here on the end. We're going to pluck that off. Release that root. We're going to sit that in the middle. This is so much fun to me. I love just working outside and doing yard work. My kids don't understand, but it's relaxing to me. And I love to cut the grass. I haven't done it a lot this year, but okay. think that's it. And what I did, I went outside in my grass, and this is what you call a purple queen. You can pluck this anywhere. So I just plucked it from right there, and I'm just going to add that in the middle. You have to be careful with this though, because this will grow like crazy. Matter of fact, let me do this. I'm going to break it off some more. I'm going to break it off from that stem. I just want a small piece since this is kind of like a small pot. I broke off 2. We're going to go ahead and just add a little more. Let's put this here because I still have a lot more left. So now that that looks pretty full, we're going to go ahead and add some dirt in between using your, you want to use your shovel. If the dirt get on top of the flowers, that's fine. It's going to settle. And there you have it. We have the marigolds in gold. We have a yellow bush here. We have some pansies, some pink and purple. And we have some purple queen. That is the 3rd pot. I still have all these flowers to plant. Right now, I really don't have a pot for it, and I don't want a lot of pots just everywhere. So what I think I'm going to do with these is take them to my back porch. I have some big, huge pots in the back, and I'm going to plant them in the backyard. So the last thing we want to do, the impatiens down on the very end, we're going to plant those in my hanging basket that is above. I don't have any pots. I'm going to pluck all these dead ends off and just water it from the pot that is actually in. This was $1 too. But we're going to see how it comes out within 2 weeks to see how it looks. Okay, this is the pink kangaroo paw that I bought also. I don't have a pot to accommodate this, so I'm just going to treat it from this pot. I'm just going to add a little bit of the Miracle Grow surrounding it for now, and allow it to still breathe and grow and nourish from the food that I'm going to put in it. And in a later time we're going to plant these. But I did want to show you this because this is one of the plants that I bought too. This one was $3 because this was a really more expensive plant, and since it's tropical, I think it would last the whole year, the entire year, if you take care of it good enough. And right now I don't have any dead things on it, so not too much to be done to this plant. So let's get started on the hanging basket, and that's going to do it for today. Okay, the last thing we're going to do for today, we're going to actually line this hanging basket. I usually line it with a coconut liner. I'm not going to do that this year because when you use the coconut liner to line your baskets, it tends to make your flower dry. It absorbs a lot of the moisture, so you find yourself watering a lot more. And since I have a porch where we can come outside and just relax, the birds tend to pull pieces of it to make a nest, I guess. So we're going to use something a little bit different, and it's going to be very creative and decorative. It'll go perfect with this black basket. I went by Lowe's and I bought some heavy-duty 30-gallon trash bags. I'm going to cut that open. I don't want the words to be showing, so what I'm going to do is actually cut this down the middle if I can get my hands. And please, whatever you do, if you have a large porch, do not go up and buy a hanging basket about this size. It's going to get lost on the porch. If you have a large porch, buy a large hanging basket. You don't want to buy anything this small and allow it to hang by itself. If you know it's going to grow more and more, it's still going to get lost. So you would need something like this to accommodate it. If you have a smaller porch, get a smaller hanging basket. Okay, I finally got the bag, the Lowe's trash bag, open up. I don't want it to show the word, so what I'm going to do is just use the inside of the liner. It comes double, which is great. I'm going to take this. Fold it, rotate it, fold it just a little bit. What I'm going to do next, take my potting soil and I'm going to line the bottom of the pot with the potting soil. me use this pot because it's going to take a long time. Going to add a little food, like a quart. Add some more dirt. That's enough. Spread it around. Spread it around real good. Let's break those chunks up. Let's open that little up. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna take the impatient. Take the clips off the side. If you don't want to rip and tear your flowers up. So there's some clips that comes on the side of the pot. Remove that one. Should be 3. We're gonna remove that one. And one last one. Okay. Don't freak out because you see a couple of leaves fall off, because there are some dead ones in between here that I'm gonna have to pluck anyway. Remember, turn your pot to the side. Release it. And there's the roots. That's what the other one had, a drainage pan, but it didn't. Okay, whatever. Let's release that root zone. Nice and firm. Set that in the middle. And around it, we'll go ahead and add some more food now. And sprinkle around it. Keep in mind, this is an experiment. I've never done this before with the paper bag. This is my first year. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? I can take it out and start all over again. I'm trying not to make such a big mess, but that's not working. Okay. I'm going to fill the remaining of this pot up, cut around the excessive paper bag. Let's go around in a circle. I actually centered my flower in the center of the pot so it can grow evenly. Put my hand in the middle to make sure it's down okay. Keep all the dead bulbs off. I'm going to take my hand out of this glove, look for my scissors, and cut. Okay, this is the last side that we have to cut. We're going to pull this up to make sure it's even now. Okay, great. Let's cut off this remaining here. We're going to be through. Now, one thing I'm going to advise you, you're going to have to be patient. You're going to see the little ragged edges of the paper. That's fine, because when it begins to grow, you're not going to see any of that. And the contrast from the paper and the black pot is going to be beautiful. Make sure it's even, because sometimes I see things in it, to me it just don't appear to look even. And if it's not even, I would take it down and start over, and I don't want to do that. Okay, we're finished. I'm going to go ahead and hang that back up. So I hope you have enjoyed the time we have shared together in planting these beautiful flowers for the summer. It's been hard, but yet fun. And the key to having beautiful flowers throughout the whole summer is having patience. Until next time, be blessed.